There's nothing that drains a man's soul faster than giving everything, your time, your attention, your energy, to a woman who treats you like a placeholder. Not a partner, not a priority, just a backup plan. She won't commit to you, but she won't let you go either. She keeps you close enough to feed her ego, but never close enough to build something meaningful. And the worst part? Most men don't even realize what's happening until it's too late. Months, sometimes even years, wasted chasing someone who was never fully in the game to begin with. By the time you wake up, you're not just heartbroken, you're bitter, exhausted, and questioning your worth. All that energy could have been invested into your mission, your peace, or a woman who actually respects your presence. If you've ever found yourself confused by her mixed signals, walking on eggshells trying to do the right thing, or feeling stuck in emotional limbo, this video is your wake-up call. Because here's the truth most men avoid. When a woman strings you along, it's not random. It's not accidental. It's a strategy. It's calculated to keep you in orbit, just in case things don't work out with her plan A. This isn't about becoming bitter or cold. This is about becoming better, more aware, sharper. Men need to stop playing roles in stories that were never written for them. This video will break down 7 clear signs you're being strung along, and most importantly, how to walk away with your dignity intact. You're not here to audition, you're here to lead. 1. She's always too busy, but never for what matters. Here's a hard pill to swallow. When a woman truly values you, she finds time. Period. No matter how packed her schedule is, no matter how busy life gets, she'll carve out space to connect with you. But when she's stringing you along, busy becomes her favorite smokescreen. It's not a reflection of her reality. It's a tool to keep you close without giving you anything real. You'll notice the shift. Text replies slow down. Plans fall through more often than not. And worst of all, she never reschedules. She says, "I'll let you know," but never does. Meanwhile, her social media is buzzing. She's out with friends, going on trips, posting selfies. She's not too busy for life. She's just too busy for you. This is where most men get caught. They rationalize it. Maybe she's overwhelmed. Maybe I'm being too sensitive. But your gut knows the truth. You can feel the distance, because real interest doesn't leave you guessing. A woman who's invested makes effort, even when things aren't perfect. Understand this, her busy is strategic. It keeps you chasing while she enjoys the attention, validation, maybe even resources, without giving you commitment. You become her emotional convenience, someone to tap into when she's bored or lonely, but never someone she prioritizes. You need to stop matching her excuses and start matching her energy. If she's always too busy, respect that and step away. Don't chase, don't argue, just disappear with your dignity. Because the woman who values you will never make you feel like an interruption. She'll make you feel chosen. 2. Her words are sweet, but her actions are empty. One of the biggest traps men fall into is believing what a woman says without watching what she does. A woman who's stringing you along is often great with words. She knows exactly what to say to keep you hopeful. "I miss you. You mean a lot to me," or "I see a future with you." And sure, it sounds beautiful, but words are cheap when there's no action behind them. You'll notice a pattern. Whenever you express your needs, more time, more clarity, more consistency, she agrees, nods, maybe even apologizes. But nothing changes. It's all talk, no follow-through. She's building a fantasy in your head while doing the bare minimum in real life. This is emotional manipulation. She throws you just enough affection to keep you hopeful, but never enough to bring you peace. You think, "She said she likes me. She told me I'm important." But love isn't a script. It's behavior. If someone values you, it shows. Period. Imagine a coach who keeps telling an athlete, "You're starting next game," but never lets him off the bench. That athlete either wakes up or wastes his prime waiting for a dream that never existed. Relationships are no different. You don't build something real on empty promises. Here's the rule. Stop being hypnotized by pretty words. Pay attention to patterns. If she says one thing but consistently does another, believe what she does. That's who she is. Don't lower your standards to match her comfort. Don't stay loyal to potential. Your time and presence are valuable. Protect them. 3. You're trapped in the gray zone. There's no worse place for a man to be than stuck in emotional limbo. You're not her boyfriend. You're not just a friend. You're something in between, and everything feels off. That's the gray zone, and for a woman who's stringing you along, it's her favorite place to keep you. Why? Because the gray zone gives her all the benefits. Your attention, your emotional support, maybe even physical connection, without any of the responsibility. She doesn't label the relationship. She avoids defining anything. If you ask, "What are we?" she says vague things like, "Let's just go with the flow." Translation: I don't want to commit, but I don't want to lose you either. Here's the trick. Being in the gray zone feels almost like a relationship. She might hang out with you. She might open up emotionally. She might even act jealous if you talk to other women. But the second you want clarity, she backs off. You're filling the empty spaces in her life, but you're not the one she's choosing. And that's a hard truth for a lot of men. You show up, you give your best, but you're on the bench waiting for a role you were never going to get. Don't wait around hoping time will fix it. Time doesn't change intentions. Action does. If she wanted you, you'd know. If she's keeping you in limbo, it's because she values your presence, but not enough to choose you. Don't accept almost. Don't settle for confusion. Walk away, not to punish her, but to protect your own peace. 4. She talks about other men a lot. When a woman constantly brings up other men, whether it's her ex, guys who flirt with her, or some random friend, pay attention. That's not harmless conversation. That's psychological warfare. A woman who's stringing you along uses this tactic to keep you on edge, unsure, and slightly insecure. It's subtle, but it's powerful. At first, it might seem casual. She mentions an ex in passing. She tells you a guy hit on her. Maybe she even jokes about how every guy wants her. You brush it off, but over time, it starts to chip away at you. You begin to wonder where you stand. You start to compete in your own mind, trying to win her over. This is by design. She knows that creating the illusion of competition keeps your validation coming. It makes you try harder. She wants to be the prize, and she'll use other men as props to keep that illusion alive, even if it costs your confidence. This isn't about being insecure, it's about noticing manipulation. A woman who's genuinely interested in you doesn't play games with your head. She doesn't bring up other men to spark jealousy. She builds a safe space where you feel chosen, not compared. If you notice this pattern, don't confront her with emotion. Just take note and pull back. You don't need to compete for a woman who's truly into you. Your value doesn't rise or fall based on who else is in the room. You don't chase attention. You command respect. 5. She compares you to other men constantly. There's no faster way to undercut your confidence than this. Whether she's bringing up her ex, a friend, or a random guy on social media, it's not accidental, it's strategic. She wants you to feel like you're in a competition you never signed up for. Sometimes it's subtle. He always knew how to dress well. Or, why don't you post me the way he posts his girl? Or worse, my ex would have never done that. These aren't throwaway comments, they're tests. She's measuring how much you'll tolerate, how quickly you'll scramble to prove yourself. But here's the truth. If someone constantly makes you feel like you're not enough, it's not love. It's psychological warfare. A healthy relationship builds you up. A manipulative one chips away at your self-worth until you don't even recognize yourself. When a woman uses other men to trigger your insecurity, it's not about those men. It's about control. If she respected you, she wouldn't make you feel small to feel powerful. You don't have to compete for love, and any woman who makes you feel like you do isn't worth the fight. 6. She's always playing the victim, even when she's wrong. In her world, she's never at fault, ever. She could lie, disrespect you, even cross boundaries, and somehow you're the villain. She's just emotional. She's been through a lot. You don't understand her past. Sound familiar? This isn't accountability, it's manipulation dressed as vulnerability. She'll flip the script so fast, you'll start questioning if you were wrong for even being upset. You'll catch her red-handed, and instead of apologizing, she'll start crying, blaming stress, trauma, or how you triggered her. Now you're comforting the person who hurt you. That's not empathy, that's emotional blackmail. Healthy women own their mistakes. They say, "I messed up." They try to do better. But if every serious conversation turns into a therapy session about her, that's not a partner, that's a parasite. 7. She uses sex as a weapon. Affection should be mutual, not transactional. But with her, intimacy becomes a tool to reward, to punish, to control. When things are good, she's all over you. When you set a boundary, challenge her, or don't give in, suddenly, she's not in the mood. She's not just withholding sex. She's training you, teaching you that love is conditional. That physical connection only happens when you behave exactly how she wants. That's not intimacy. That's manipulation with skin contact. Real passion doesn't have a scoreboard. It flows from trust, respect, and connection, not control tactics. If she's using your desire to dominate the relationship, she doesn't love you. She's playing you. 8. She has a double standard for everything. She can go through your phone because she's been cheated on. You even glance at hers. Why don't you trust me? She can talk to her ex. They're just friends. You get a message from a female co-worker. Who the hell is she? She can post thirst traps, flirt for attention, or disappear for hours. You're overreacting. You set a boundary. You're controlling. This isn't confusion. This is calculated. She wants freedom for herself and obedience from you. And if you bring it up, she'll call you insecure, controlling, or not man enough to handle a strong woman. But strength isn't about disrespecting your partner, and love isn't about setting rules you refuse to follow yourself. 9. You feel drained after every interaction. A relationship is supposed to pour into you, not empty you out. But with her, every conversation feels like a battle. Every moment together is walking on eggshells. You're exhausted, not from life, but from her. And here's the worst part. You probably can't even explain why. You just feel tired. That's what emotional manipulation does. It's not always explosive. Sometimes it's slow, quiet, subtle, like a leak in your confidence you can't find the source of, until one day you realize you're less happy, you're more anxious, you don't laugh as much, and you barely remember who you were before her. That's not love. That's emotional erosion. Real love should feel like peace, like a place to rest. If you're constantly surviving your own relationship, it's time to stop calling it a home. Here's the hard truth. A woman who truly loves you won't keep you guessing. She won't confuse pain for passion or control for care. She won't play games with your heart, your mind, or your peace. You don't have to earn healthy love by tolerating chaos. You don't need to be strong enough to survive dysfunction. You deserve a relationship that feels like clarity, not confusion, like growth, not damage control, like peace, not performance. So, if you see these signs, stop explaining them away. Stop making excuses for someone who keeps showing you who they are. And above all, don't settle for survival when you were made to thrive, because love, real love, doesn't drain you. It builds you. It calms you. It makes you more of yourself, not less. You don't need to fix her. You need to free yourself. Choose peace. Choose you.